Okay, ladies, let's go! The Masters Clash Qualifier number 1, and we are heading into the semi-final, washed up against Crystal Gaming. Best of 5 series, and we are Towers of Doom, our first map. On the left side, Banana H on Rhaegar, Quasar on Blaze, we have Nick on Kerrigan, Masquerade on Johanna, Hazorps on Junkrat, and on the right side, Crystal Gaming with Eowa on Anduin, Yazoo on Imperius, Ixia actually not playing the support here. He's playing Falstad in this game. We have Khaldor on Reyna, and Skebubi is playing ETC. Let's go. And also, again, I'm sorry for everybody that already knows all about this, but the question is popping up very regularly. So a quick note of housekeeping again. Everybody that on YouTube at least is missing the spoiler protection right now. Since the spoiler protection unfortunately impacts the channel and the YouTube algorithm incredibly negatively and has tanked the ad revenue to an extent that is pretty much ridiculous. I think it broke down by more than 50% at times. I've actually removed it for now, since it's also a lot more work for me, and I tied the spoiler protection to a goal on Patreon. So if you want to support my work, if you want to also check that out and maybe bring the spoiler protection back, you can always head over to patreon.com/Khaldor, and there's also a link in the YouTube description and also on Twitch if you're interested in having a look there. For now, I unfortunately had to take it down for obvious reasons there. Need to pay the bills at some point regardless. So that's an unfortunate reality that also I have to live with. But again, if you're interested, then check it out there. With that said, we're heading into the Masters Clash Qualifier, and this is the first qualifier out of quite a few, where at the end of the entire thing you have an offline event. We already had the first Masters Clash last year, and now we are looking which team can actually qualify for the second one. So as everybody is starting to jump in here, we currently have our little setup down at the bottom right in an attempt to steal the pumpkins away from Crystal Gaming, and as it turns out, the blue team is able to make it happen. So nicely done. Washed up, of course. One of the top dogs in Europe right now. They won the last Division S season 1, and they always have that battle going on with Lauber's fan club. But there's new teams now that are starting to push into these positions. And Crystal Gaming, they dominated the qualifiers for Division S, but the question is simply, can they stabilize here? They're already a little bit on the ropes, as we have Anduin saving Khaldor for now. So it was a pretty clutch call, actually, on Anduin as he gets the save in against Reyna. But off we go. With that, top side, we have still Kerrigan rotating around. Nick is obviously happy that he can play the hero again. There's a lot of CC now for them. The only range damage is Junkrat, but everything that they have at the front line is just spelling out murder. You have stuns and slows and CC from Johanna, especially after level 10, of course. Kerrigan with the combo follow-up. Jet propulsion from Blaze. And on the other side, there's at least more of a global setup that we're now seeing from Crystal Gaming in an attempt to dominate the macro game. So that's something that they could definitely pan out here. We have Falstad trying to fly around. Theoretically, even ETC with Stage Dive on level 10. Triple Altar is now in. And talking about rotations and macro, Quasar at the top lane is a little bit in trouble for just a moment, but is able to keep himself alive long enough. Misses the jet propulsion though, as he's trying to set something up for Kerrigan. And Yasuo is not intimidated at the slightest. Looks at Nick and says, "What do you want from me, boy?" And just simply sidesteps the entire combo. So nicely done. The Queen of Blades was looking a little bit lost there. Now we have Falstad channeling up at the top, could then fly down to help the rest of the team out, since of course altar number 3 is the one that's usually being fought over, which is exactly what we are currently seeing right here. So yeah, off we go. There comes the little attack, the kill against Junkrat as they get that in, easy peasy, and off we go. A little bit of a move, 36 against 36. That's currently what we see on the clock. And another 4 shots fired bring us down to 32. Yeah, at the bottom of the map, that's obviously still our little setup here, as Khaldor is starting to make his way back in an attempt to at least push the wall a little bit. And it's still fairly even. We have a single kill right now against the blue team. But here with level 7 abilities now, the action is just going to increase, especially since Falstad has even more side lane power, thanks to his wave clear with Boomerang. Also ETC on level 7 now with a hammer on. Yeah, and well, Kerrigan is going to become a little bit more aggressive with this as well now. So off we go. You were sitting tight. Skevubi and Kolios are both already in position to maybe even lock down ETC. They're looking for the kill against it. Yeah, there's a quick side step, and again, Junkrat trying to do his thing, and he actually pushes Kolio in a really bad spot, which is going to result in a kill. Kill is there, and they're trying to follow it up with even more at the bottom of the map. ETC is currently moving out of harm's way, so not really a big problem for him. And the camp is taken again. Now, Crystal Gaming has, of course, at least stolen the one on the left side away, so it's not like they are losing out on both this time. But there is still more and more aggression through the bottom of the map, which is, of course, absolutely crucial. Bot lane on Towers of Doom is the most important lane to focus on, because both Pumpkin camps travel through the bottom of the map, which means that if you take that bell tower down, you will have continuous pressure through the mercenary camps alone against your opponent's core. And that is, of course, a crucial element of all of this. So now with this one taken down, we have a double altar phase started. And we are only 5 minutes in the game, but there's already a level lead for Washed Up. They have converted a bell tower, and they're looking at a level 10. So this should easily be 10 points of Crystal Gaming's core. I mean, easily. They can't really fight into level 10. And that's going to drop any second. Masquerade just has to interrupt this for a little bit. There's already the channel at the bottom of the map. Here comes the Blessed Shield. Level 10 is in. They're looking for the kill. They're going for Yazu. And Imperius is in trouble. He's trying to jump out. But, well, you are on the wrong path now, my friend. Because there's a bell tower over here. He's going to die for sure. Up at the top. They're looking for even more. Imperius is down. The rest of the team is able to rush away. But that's, of course, another 5 shots fired against Crystal Gaming's core. And therefore, they drop down to 26 points. 2 kills against 1, still a level ahead. Yeah, and they have even more control now that they can use to break through the middle a bit. Which is pretty much what we're seeing here, with one tower being annihilated right away. And it's all about saving the bot lane now. You want to hold on to this thing. Put a lot of effort into taking that bell tower. If you can keep it a bit longer, that would be fantastic. They're trying to go for Kolios. Can't get the kill here, but he's incredibly low and will have to move back in order to heal that damage up again. Level 10 ability at least is there for them now too, so that means Mosh Pit. EDC is a party animal. I also like Hyperion. If you're actually in a position where you're trying to just zone out the opponent and take some of these structures down, Hyperion can be a really nice tool with this. And, well, let's see. Here comes another quick attack. Nice lockdown. Hyperion is in, and there's exactly that zoning that I was talking about a second ago. But in comes Kerrigan too. Oh, the party time! Kerrigan is down. And they might get a little bit more even. They're looking for another kill, and the setup against Junkrat is powerful, but Hazo is able to move away. Anduin actually nearly died, and this fight isn't over by any means. It's actually interesting since Rhaegar is still trying to run into the altar range in order to save himself here, but the minion wave soaked the shots, so the heroes weren't really attacked. And now that Masquerade falls, that means 3 kills for Crystal Gaming. They're doing fairly well with this now. Yep, there's another one as we have Junkrat being eliminated, and oh boy, Crystal Gaming all of a sudden is taking control of this. Still a bit behind, but they have retaken the bell tower. They just got 4 kills, and they are riding that momentum wave pretty nicely. They got the camp, they're now getting the altar, and they might even be able to take this wall down and start to put pressure onto Washed Up's bell tower at the bottom of the map. Fawcett has now also taken to the mid lane again with his level 7 talent. He of course has a huge amount of wave clear that he can use. At this point he's sitting at 52,000 siege damage, and that comes exactly from that choice. Yeah, Kerrigan comes out with the Ultralist, doesn't connect with anything though. The Blessed Shield is in. They're trying to go for the kill here. Follow-up attempt as they're making the play. Kerrigan in trouble. The Light Bomb already dropping her down in HP. But the lockdown with the stun, and Yazu gets saved by ETC. Or does he? They're still trying to follow it up, but they won't be able to get the kill there. They might be able to get the kill against Falstad though, and he's already dodging out on most of it. But a stun connects regardless. There's no level 13 talent for Washed Up yet, but they do not care at all as they have the opponent just on the run. Crystal Gaming saves every single hero though. Didn't lose anything here. And it was close. I mean, it was really clutch. 28 against 26 points on the core now. And yeah, we're off to a pretty solid first game. Honestly, initially, after the bell tower got grabbed at the bot side, I really thought that Crystal Gaming might look at a complete stomp here. But instead, they turned it around, they got a couple of important kills, and they used the momentum to bring themselves back into the game. And on pretty much the exact experience that we see from Washed Up. Now the Chrysalis is in for Kerrigan. That's obviously important. Also the shield with the Earth Shield for Rega. And at the top, Falstad is taken down. Yep, a bit too much CC for him after all. Problem is that Khaldor is also getting attacked as a Blessed Shield. And the follow-up from Hazorbs. Always nice when you see coordination like this. Blessed Shield from Johanna. And then immediately the mine from Junkrat allows them to push the target back. There's of course no escape tools really for Reyna. And therefore that's a double kill that couldn't be more perfect. Good timing too. Now that we have another shrine up on the map or another altar, they can go for an easy channel. There's no contesting it. There's nothing you can do about this at this point. And there's another 4 shots fired. 22 points against 28. So Washed Up is back to the rhythm that we've seen earlier. They're now trying to push the bottom of the map as aggressively as they can. In an ideal world, of course, they want to reclaim the bell tower and get bot lane control. Pumpkins are going to help with that. And someone is already sitting at the side. Sniffed out a little bit. Khaldor is rushing in on his money pick. And Washed Up isn't really forcing it too hard now. Yeah, still in a decent spot in experience. They will have an earlier level 16. It's not a massive advantage, but if you can force a fight around, it would be great. Hazu is immediately backing out as he sees Imperius. And off we go. Are they flanking again? They're already trying to get the setup over here. Yeah, again though, the stun with the Ultralist doesn't connect. And now they're trying to turn it against Imperius regardless. But he's going straight in for the skewer. And tries to create his own kebab here. Gets 2 heroes connected and stunned out. Quasar's in trouble. Has to drop the bunker, but he should be fine here. And the stun combo. And Noon with the save. Oh, Falstad. Yes, he actually survives this. Wow. And Kerrigan, Nick jumps in hoppity hop from one hero to another and gets the little birdie after all. And now they're hammering Imperius into the ground. Arrogantly striding across the battlefield. Imperius was always a weird one and Kerrigan just doesn't care whatsoever. And they murder him completely. Yep. That's a quick kill. That's 6 kills against 5. Level 16 talents for them. More stuns coming through, more control, synergy with Rega's level 16 and the level 1 choice. He now has the Earthgraf's totem here as well. Also the endless nades for Hazorbs' Junkrat, and of course the altars are activated again. With a bell tower control firmly in the hands of Washed Up. They have now the advantage and can, honestly, in theory, get a massive lead, especially with the Pumpkins now pushing through. 5 shots fired, they're gonna get at least another 5, that means 10 in total. And they're also starting to push the bottom of them. Reptire! And goodbye. Another 2 shots. And, well, that's 10 points on the core against 25. Washed Up with a pretty fantastic position now against the red team. Crystal Gaming is in a very awkward spot. They are behind in time. Oh my god, these saves. Anduin always coming in on the last second whenever these stuns come through. But yeah, 7 kills against 5, still no level 16 talent, should now come in as Falstad gets another wave at the top side, so that's at least a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. The problem is that they're now also looking at a mid lane bell tower that is nearly taken down by Quasar, so that doesn't really help their cause either. With level 16 talents, the inner focus is in. Paint them red has also been taken, but the whole objective of the blue team is still to simply hold on to the bottom of the map. And I mean, why wouldn't they? This is pretty much all that you need to do right now. Hold on to the bot lane and try and play the game or the rest of the map just simply with Blaze rotating. 35,000 damage from Junkrat. 7,000 from Rega. A little doggy not biting a whole lot. Yeah, that on the other hand was a little bit of a weird move, and Imperius is punished for it immediately. A lot of other scenarios you might have gotten away with this shit, but not so against Washed Up. They see that and they're like, excuse me, free kill. Thank you very much. I'm going to take that now. And they're following up with a kill against Jimmy. And Anduin is now down to 3 kills out of nowhere. 3 more shots as the Pumpkins make it through. The core is down to 6 points. And they're already chasing the bird. That's another kill. Oh my god. Crystal Gaming has just now fallen completely apart. And ETC is the only survivor. This should honestly be game. I mean, he can't even do anything anymore, and what would he? So now we have a channel over here. Hazorbs is already claiming that. Skibobi is trying to get close enough, but he doesn't have a chance. And that's the core down to a single point. And off we go, and Hazorbs is already moving over to the left side here and saying, okay, boys, let's just end it. Let's just end that misery. Yes, the mosh pit is nice and they get 3 kills out of it, but there's obviously a lot of memeing going on already as they move into the death zone. That's the lead for Washed Up in this semi-final at the Masters Clash Qualifier, as Washed Up takes the victory over Crystal Gaming on Towers of Doom. Game number 2, Battlefield of Eternity, Washed Up against Crystal Gaming, the best of 5 here in the semi-final of the first qualifier for Paris. On the left side, Banana and Ana. So once again, we see Banana's Ana in action, this time with Hazops on ETC, Nick on Vala, Dequaza on Arthas, and Masquerade on Anubarak. A pretty brutal frontline. I mean, 3 main tanks pretty much, so a lot of bruiser action, of course. I mean, Arthas mainly the bruiser here, already at the top lane for himself now. But that is keeping Nick definitely very, very safe here. And on the right side, Crystal Gaming with Eowa on Rega, with Yasuo on Greymane, Kolios on Liming, Ixia on Varian. Interested to see what he does with that. Goes into Lionsmaw on level 1, and Garrosh played by Skewubi. They're already trying to set up for something for the top, but especially with Varian, you get a good taunt through, for example, and you have immediately Greymane and Liming to follow up on it. This is actually one of the combos that we've seen in the past. Very safe play at the bottom now, since they don't really know what's going on there and where everybody is. Nobody has really shown themselves on the map yet, so that's a big deal with this one. And now they're making the play still up at the top side, trying to invade here already a little bit. Like, one of the things that actually is interesting from Washed Up's perspective, if you sometimes watch their streams, is that they oftentimes, especially when they go up against opponents that are on a bit of a lower level than themselves, they're just saying, okay, these games are getting a little bit like, we need to spice it up to make it a bit more interesting. So sometimes it's actually a little bit weird because you're not quite sure, is that really them giving 100% or they're memeing around a bit because they are just so much further ahead of most other teams that it's just easy for them to just through coordination alone get themselves a lead there. Usually those memia things just happen when they're like 2-0 ahead, for example, but there's always that little caveat that they have to sometimes be careful about. Either way, with this massive melee setup, they have, of course, a fantastic tool. First of all, with Arthas to lock Greymane down, that's already important. Then ETC is great on this map, even as a main tank, and can give Vala the space that she needs to become incredibly dangerous here. And they're already attacking with this at the top, and well, 3 versus 2 still holds true. Now also Banana H is coming in, and that's going to be a kill against the Varian, so a double kill for the blue team, simply making it happen through the rotation and getting 2 kills against the opponent. Vala is holding down the lane at the bottom of the map, but that is just Washed Up. Clean rotations, nicely played here, scouting out the opponent and acting on the information quickly. And with that heavy melee lineup now, they have 2 kills against 0 at the beginning of game number 2, as they already grabbed the lead in this series. As obviously always comeback potential, let's not forget that Greymane is also fantastic on the objective. Liming also great, not necessarily because she does immensely quick damage against the Immortal, but because in a stalemate she can always get that poke damage in, and either it hits the Immortal or it hits the hero if someone defends, so you're always walking away with a positive trade here. Now we have also the puncturing arrow on level 4, and here comes the taunt. So the setup for Liming and Greymane is already there. Now that combo is going to be enhanced once that we have level 10 abilities, for Greymane in particular, but Liming can already take aim whenever there's a good stun coming through, so that's going to be nice for them. Bit of a timing here over the camp. Up to the top side, the blue team will have to set someone onto lane to deal with all of this, because there's a lot of pressure now. But we already have a bit of a chase happening at the bottom of the map, and with that little setup from Arthas, they're getting the lockdown against Garrosh as a body block, and that's a kill. That's the 3rd kill for them, and they can immediately start focusing onto the objective itself, and Vala does exactly that, starts to hammer it into the ground as everybody else rotates slowly towards the top side. Yeah, the wall is already about to be claimed, but they're still looking for the potential kill against Greymane. Yasuo's in trouble, and he's dead. Yasuo's dead, and that is kill number 4, and Washed Up is looking spectacular on this. Crystal Gaming, then again, has managed in previous maps to come back by getting a few quick kills in against the opponent's team, so there's always a chance of them to start that comeback. Hazu Ops on ETC, slides through, gets flipped, the stun doesn't connect, but the damage of Kolios does. Hazu still on the run here, and eventually he should actually fall. Yeah, okay, thank you. If he would have walked away from this one, it would have been incredible. But there's, of course, a lot of time that was also wasted with this. Now we're having Ixia topside on his Varian getting eliminated, so that's a quick kill. And the Immortal has already lost out on 50% of its HP too, so Washed Up is in a fantastic setup here. Yeah, Nick comes in with a bit more damage as he drops one arrow after another. Has a repeating arrow now too, so that makes his life a lot easier and gets the damage out even quicker. Nubarak obviously went into the full engage combo with the triple frontline. There's no reason why you wouldn't go for that. And that's going to be the first Immortal in the hands of the blue team. Level 7 talents to boot, make it easier. And now the opportunity to crush through the top fort, which is probably what they're going to aim for. Triumph Raid on Liming on the other side for her is in. Oh, that would have been annoying. Yeah, but it doesn't quite happen. Calamity will be ready for Liming soon. Now we have also our setup top side with Beetle spawns even soaking a few additional shots. Arthas is the one holding the bot lane against Varian. And up to the top. There's a flip over. Hazuop's in a bit of trouble, but the wall is opened. He gets away. Garrosh might not be able to survive this though. Nick wants to go in for the kill, and he does. And that's the frontline eliminated. We're looking at 6 kills versus 1 now. And of course that fort is going to drop 100%. Yeah, there they go in for the next kill. Greyman is dead, and it is incredible. Washed Up is just dominating here. There is a reason why they are one of the best, if not the best, teams in Europe right now. And Crystal Gaming, as a newcomer in the competitive scene, and especially in Division S, is currently trying to fight as much against them as they possibly can, hold on for as long as they can, but it is a bit problematic. Unless they start to take some kills, they're gonna be in trouble, because level 10 is so close for Washed Up now, that with level 10 abilities, they would dominate this even more, and I'm pretty sure that they're gonna dive for the bottom lane too. And why wouldn't they? I mean, you look at that setup, Arthur's already trying to lock down Ixia here, who smelled this. I mean, of course, he saw that one coming. But now they are going straight up for the next kill. There's at least the taunt. Good setup also for Liming, and Kolios gets the damage connected. But Arthas isn't really threatened here. Hazu was aiming for another stun, but Rhaegar was there with the quick cleanse. Not that it was needed, missed it. But now we have level 10 abilities any moment for the blue team, and that's a massive lead, of course, for them. So off to the race as we go. Vala by now with her strafe, also Cocoon for Nubarak. ETC hasn't made a choice yet, but could definitely go for the mosh pit here. I mean, why wouldn't he? Of course, Wave of Force is a potential pick on the other side. This is actually annoying for Liming. This is really annoying for her. I think Hazu's going to wait with this level 10 until Liming picks hers. Because Liming has now a choice. Either Wave of Force to cancel out a mosh pit, or Disintegrate to cancel out the Cocoon. So, have fun with that. It's a really annoying choice for her to make. Usually it's an easy pick. Talking, by the way, about Cocoons and about Anubarak, he's diving in deep. I mean, he's literally just sitting behind them, and he's not the only one. In comes the stage dive. Okay, the memes are real. Hazu goes sting for the stage dive. They are just flanking from all angles now, and they get the kill against Rhaegar. Kolios is already on the run. That fort is obviously going to fall. They're just invading from everywhere. Oh, God. Kolios! Nope. Okay, if they want the kill, they're gonna get the kill. The Cocoon already marks the spot here. And yeah, there's a little bit of a ring around the Rosie. And there's a stun. And that's another hero that is going to die here. Kolios can teleport around a little bit. There's a bit of a B-step attempt. You obviously know what's gonna happen. And that is it. Yeah, delaying it is not going to help you here. If anything, that makes it worse. But the party is there. Kolios gets a bit of damage against the fountain. Yeah, I can appreciate that. But there's the kill. Murders himself here, buys a little bit of time for the team. But of course, now towards the top, there's another stun setup as Anubara goes in. Yeah, Rhaegar. They went into bloodlust at this point. Yeah, so far behind, they go in for the full aggression in an attempt to maybe swing the momentum. But Yasuo is about to fall. There's a stun set up against Rhaegar, who's trying to jump out. But he might not be able to... Yeah, no, he's not gonna pull that one off. So Rhaegar's dead too. At least Garrosh survived, so that's something. Variant at this point also with the Warbringer. And now we have 11 kills against 2. Both of the forts are already down, and this setup is not going to make the position for Crystal Gaming any better. It's honestly insane how Washed Up dominates this right now. It's pretty impressive. The team is, of course, looking great here, and yeah, they are just one of the best teams in Europe right now, and they're proving it over and over again against these teams. Now here in the semi-final, they have the ambition to go up straight to the grand final here. Nubura gets nano boosted, I mean, why the fuck not? And the setup against, yes, Greymane, and goodbye Yasuo. That's now the 5th time that he was actually locked down. Every single time Greymane tries to make a play here, he's getting wrecked a second later. Washed Up is just chasing fights right now. It's a hero brawler after all, right? Kappa. So instead of going for the objective right away, they're actually just trying to get a few more hero kills under their belt. 12 against 11, nearly 13. The additional talent that they're going to grab in just a moment is going to help them even more. But of course, that Immortal is going to aim for keep now. Yeah, here comes another kill attempt. Already going for the taunt. And there's the Bloodlust. But they Quasar with the army. Level 13 talents are through. They're still trying to get the kill against Arthas here. And they actually might. Greymane really wants it, but I don't think that they can get it. And the Immortal is already on the way down to the bottom of the map. Still a 5 versus 5 here. And Greymane and Varian aren't done yet. They're both still going for the potential kill against the Nubarak. And Masquerade is actually dead. Masquerade goes down. Now they're trying to go for ETC. The Immortal is solo walking towards the keep here, as Nick is already moving straight around them. Gets the damage in against Kolios. Lots of damage, I might add. The taunt shuts him down for just a moment, but there's still a strafe, and he uses it right away. Dodges out on the stun, and that's a lot of free damage that he gets in, and that's another kill against Greymane. Yasuo is down, Garrosh follows, and now that Arthas is just walking Varian down into the ground, they're gonna get the kill against the offlaner too, and of course they're eliminating Liming here. Holy shit! Washed Up. They Quasar just walks straight into it. Rhaegar, the little doggy, is the only one that is still alive here. Everybody else is getting totally destroyed, and now that they take the keep, I'm not sure if they are going full on for core now, because there's going to be a 5-man defense, and I don't really think they will. 16 kills against 3, it is insanity. These guys are just crazy. Once they have level 16 talents, it's of course going to get even worse. I mean, now they're even focusing onto the wall in the middle of the map in an attempt to take one of the towers down. Top keep, by the way, has also taken damage. Not only has the wall been destroyed, but the top keep has now taken damage itself, so the situation is even worse than you can imagine. That's not even talents yet. I mean, we're still waiting for level 13 to come in. Masquerade and Banana Age are still trying to take the camp at the bottom of the map. Also starting to take the camp over here, so bot lane is going to be escorted very heavily. Those catapults are going to do serious work. And off we go. Over there, we have Kolios, Yasuo, and Skiwubi taking their own camp. Now with level 13 talents, they have at least for a few seconds even talents with their opponent. That's going to change soon, because Washed Up is already looking at level 16. But they are actually trying to just simply wrap around here, and you can already tell they're looking for a fight. They want to fight now that they have even talents, and that's the right choice. They need to fight now, because once level 16 talents are in, they are at a disadvantage again. So this is the only chance that they get in order to force a fight on even talents with their opponent. But it's a bad one too. There's already a Nubarak with a Cocoon. They're diving in. ATC slides in just as we see Bloodlust coming through. They're trying to get the kill against Vala, and they actually get it. Greymane comes in, gets the kill. There's the taunt, and Banana Age gets completely mushed. Yeah, that's a double kill. Rhaegar is dead too. Top side gets attacked a little bit here, by the way. Down at the bottom, though. Another quick kill against Garrosh. Yes! Garrosh is down. The shields are already getting tickled on the right team, on the right side of the map. But off we go. Arthas is dead too, so all of a sudden it's a 3 versus 2 in favor of the red team. They're fighting back here. They did what they needed to do. They forced the fight around level 13 talents. Now the top fort has been eliminated by the camp that they took earlier. And at the bottom of the map, catapults are going to do some damage, but to be absolutely honest with you, they're not really going to do too much. Rhaegar is already there for the defense, so it's going to tickle the shields a little bit, but outside of that, not a lot is going to happen. Vala is back, so it's pretty much a 4 versus 4 now, and they could go for it. They actually could force that fight, and they do. They're already jumping in against Varian. Vala gets one shot connected, has by now also taken with level 16 the Seething Hatred, and we have Epic Enter as the level 16 talent, so that Anubura can enter that backline again and go for the epic stun. 18 against 6 kills, so at least the blue team is... they have at least to fight for it right now. Red team is fighting back. So let's have a quick look at how this is going to pan out now. Up to the top, there's the attack with the stage dive. The Cocoon is already in, and again the aggression against Vala as Greyman is looking for the kill against the hyper carry. But he is shit out of luck. Gets run down by Arthur, so that's a kill there. Now they're starting to move in again with... Actually, at this point, honestly, they just go for the French defense. Bloodlust is not being used to be aggressive, but it increases the movement speed, so you can run away a little bit faster, and that's what they're banking their hopes on. As you can see in Vayne, Garrosh is down, Varian too, and I think Kolios, he can run, but he can't hide. So he's going to try and escape from this one. In the meantime, the little doggy at the top is also getting dropped, and they could honestly just go for a game here. And I think that's actually what's going to happen. For a moment, I thought they might go for the objective after all. But instead, they are starting to jump straight in for the core, as only Greyman is back. And yeah, he apparently had enough. That dog was abused all game long. 7 deaths on him, 5 on Garrosh. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a 2-0 lead in the best of 5 semi-final for Washed Up against Crystal Gaming. Dominant performance. In game number 2, 23 kills against 6 and a well-deserved victory on Battlefield of Eternity for Washed Up. Game number 3! Washed Up with a 2-0 lead, and therefore the shot to seal a victory here in game number 3 and make it straight into the grand final. Banana H on Ana now for the blue team, Hazu on Thrall, Nick on Phoenix, Dequaz on Leo, and Masquerade is playing Blaze in a main tank position with a little bit more melee support, as you can see. Then again, Crystal Gaming, I honestly don't know if those guys are memeing or not. I mean, Ixir, yes, he played Probius already a couple of times, but now going into this third game, considering how the previous 2 maps have gone, they play Probius as the only range damage, so to say. Skip will be an ETC, Kolios on Maiev, Yazu on Sonya, and Eowea on Deckard Cain. Okay. At this point, you honestly don't really know if this is just a serious attempt or if this is just them resigning themselves to the beating that they're receiving from Washed Up here. Now, to be fair, there's always comeback potential, and even Washed Up has had some pretty tough games, even this season and even this year. And Crystal Gaming, they played that Probius stuff a few times already, and interestingly enough, they do a fair amount of damage with it and have been successful multiple times. But as I said during the qualifiers for Division S already a lot, it's always a question of why do you get away with this? Do you get away with it because you are just so good at executing it and it's really the best strategy at hand? Or do you get away with it because the teams that you face off against are just not on the same level as you, and that's where you take your advantage? So right now, going up against Washed Up is going to be a big test for this setup. It doesn't necessarily mean that if you lose, it's not worth playing, but it at least means that you have to re-evaluate things a little bit. So, with Echo of Elements taken as a level 1 talent choice on Thrall, we currently have him starting to stack all of this up at the bottom of the map. No, I mean, you wouldn't go for Crash Lightning here, he's not the solo laner, so no Trolling Thunder either. But we have in this case Leo just doing his thing with the Ossen's Renewal on level 1. And, well, it's all about the camps right now. And of course, if you have something or someone like Probius in your team, that means a lot of wave clears available for you. The problem, or one of the biggest ones with Probius, is just hit points. He doesn't have a lot of them. So, with Probius just like zipping around, you are always in that spot where if anybody gets onto you, you're pretty much dead. So, you're scrap metal. So that's something to consider. There's the first blood already, as Sonya gets eliminated by Leo. Good drain hope from Dequaza. So that's a nice start for them. And off in the middle of the map, they're already starting to take this one out. Yeah, clear the wave, get the experience, have the early level 4, and maybe even make a play. I mean, at this point, you're actually thinking this is a bait. But yeah, there's a level 4 talent. So with that, we see the Frost Wolf pack. Thrall is already working on this. Yeah, Maiev at the top still needs to be careful. I mean, Leo is really going for it. Now that Sonya is coming in, though, Dequaza might be in a bit of trouble. Spear connects, there's a slam, but Nick is helping out with the turnaround attempt. As we have a big jump onto Blaze in the middle of the map. Masquerade is attacked by 3 heroes, but with Nick coming in and the turnaround attempt already going strong. Where's the Wolf when you need it? Ah, he missed it. Quest reset, but they could still get the kill against the old man, but they don't. Yeah, that old man is a little bit quicker on his feet than expected. Shrine on the top of the map has now been announced as well, so that's already a thing. And as we see, Sonya is ready for the first objective. So she's starting to move in. Okay, there's a rotation towards the top side. Quasar is getting whirled into the ground. And Leo is always going to be able to move away from this. No problem for him. But there's a shrine, and off we go. Crystal Gaming has the lead for just a second. And with that, who's going to make the moves? Probius is already trying to hold the setup at the side. There's a massive melee front now, of course, coming from Washed Up as they're pushing into the shrine. Arcane Punisher is the first one that we're talking about here. Quasar is getting tethered in and nearly falls, but Banana and Ana is getting one shot in after another and helps them out, gets the heal darts connected. Khaldor is now jumping out with Maiev, and that was a close one, but the rest of the team is also not looking too good here. And Banana H is just topping the blue team up the entire time. The only one that is suffering is Blaze a little bit, and he's already moving back to tap the fountain quickly. But Ana is just firing away, and Banana keeps himself in the back line as well as he can. 4 stacks now for Hazo on the level 4. Get a few more connected, and he's going to have the quest completed too. And he's trying to do exactly that. Leo goes down, but again, he's going to be back in just a few seconds and spawn on the spot, of course. Has still the slows available. They're losing ground, though, against Crystal Gaming on the objective. There's also the Ancestral Wrath now, so that's going to be a huge tool to burst them down a little bit quicker. Level 7 talent, slight advantage. But it's going to be there for the red team in just another moment too. The minion wave is already pushing into the middle. So once this one's down, there's going to be level 7 talents on both sides. And they lose out on the objective. Punisher number 1 gets claimed by Crystal Gaming. Crystal Gaming makes it happen. Sonya has already rotated. 5 stacks on Thrall's level 4 talent. So that's something that Hazu can now use to get his quest connected. Has the completion on the level 1 at least. And is poking that over. Yeah, and they failed a little bit for a second on the bait. But there it is. Quest is completed too. Masquerade is going to be fine here. At least he should be. It's jet propulsioning out of harm's way. But they need to take the Arcane Punisher down a little bit quicker. The wall is down. And the fort is still getting dropped very, very quickly in HP. The Arcane Sentries helping a lot with that and just slicing them together. That is a kill. And that's the destruction of the fort. 1 kill against 1 so far. Fort is down. That's a pretty good opening for Crystal Gaming. Behind in experience, slightly. But still, taking the top lane down is important. You increase your passive experience over time, and of course the catapult pressure is something that shouldn't be neglected either. Especially since through the top lane we're going to see those shaman camps travel, so if you get catapults and camps combined, while there is an objective being fought over in the middle or the bottom of the map, there's always a chance that you open up the top lane even more, take down the wall at the keep, and maybe get some damage onto the keep itself. I'm talking about taking a bit more damage and going for camps. We already have a little skirmish at the bottom now between Crystal Gaming and Washed Up, as both of them are trying to go for the Khaldor camp here. Bot lane has already been taken, the camp that is. So Sonya has done her job here. And they're still trying to play it in the middle with a kill against the old man. No respect for the elderly whatsoever. So Deckard Kane goes down and, well, at least Probius completes the quest. That's the second kill against Crystal Gaming. And here's level 10. So they have level 10 with this now. There's the Entomb. There's also the Salvo, Bunker, Nano Boost, and Thrall with the Earthquake. There's a lot of synergies between all of this. Nano Boosted Salvo after Earthquake is definitely going to do work if all of those tools come together at the perfect moment in time. And Sonya is holding her level 10. Are we going to see a leap into Mosh Pit? Nah. This is North America. So instead we're going to see the Wrath of the Berserker. Hazu Ops at the bot lane gets ganked. Oh, Banana! Wow, Banana is just bananas on his Ana. He goes in, saves them, and in comes Leo with a flank, and that guarantees them 2 quick kills. They're going for the third one, or they at least try to drop Khaldor too. They can't lock Maiev down, but holy hell, that was pretty impressive. Ana saving Thrall, that in and of itself was already fantastic. And then Leo comes in and just bodies them. Nicely done. And they're going straight up. Oh, Hazu is getting attacked again, and even the towers are starting to drop a bit of damage onto him. 4 kills against 1. Leo holding the top lane. It's actually weird. I mean, you look at the minimap and Crystal Gaming has the lead, but then everything else on the map is really working in favor of the blue team. They have the lead in kills, they have the lead in experience, and they're always the ones where you feel they will be the ones putting the next move on. But the red team has won a couple of decent team fights throughout the entire series. They had trouble on Battlefield of Eternity, that's definitely true. But especially when we looked at Towers of Doom, they had a couple of moments where they were able to take 2-3 kills. Even 4 at some point, and that brought them not only back in the game, but even got them a lead at some point. So now that we're looking at another shrine, and the red team already in position before Washed Up is making the rotation, they have another shot at taking this. There's an insane amount of wave clear thanks to Probius. If they get a kill, for example, here, that would be the dream. Bunker is being used, and Masquerade is about to go down. That's the kill against Blaze, and that's all that Crystal Gaming needs. They have a 5 versus 4 now going. Level 13 gives an advantage to Watched Up, at least on the talent side, but that alone shouldn't really be enough to overcome the numeric disadvantage. So now we're having a solid position for Crystal Gaming as they're establishing their spot on the fountain, on the shrine, and they have 34 points already. Here comes at least Hazu, nano boost on Thrall, and the combo! The kill against Sonya, but the Mortar Punisher is claimed, but they're looking for kills now, and they're going to get the kill against ETC. 2 kills are in. Now they're already moving away from the Punisher. Gets actually baited topside towards Ana for just a moment, so, well, that was a bit unfortunate. The rest of the team was trying to dive to the bottom of the map, outside of the Punisher range and vision, to ensure that it wouldn't be stuck in front of the wall. But nobody from the red team can actually push with this, so it's not really that big of an issue here, but obviously not optimal. But again, nobody can really push with it. 2 heroes died, so they can still take it down, but they lose a bit more at the wall than they were hoping for. But now it's level 13 talents on both sides. We have 6 kills against 2. Yeah, ult already used up at the top. Quasar is moving in and is eventually going to fall here, I guess. But, yep, goes down on Leo. There's a big commitment with 3 heroes that moved in for it, so he gets eliminated. But the fight is still ongoing for the next camp, for the next setup here. Right now, we're also looking at 31,000 damage. Probius top damage in the game. Yeah, that on-shrine AoE damage is definitely pretty impactful. I mean, just take a look quickly at the at all this damage in general. I mean, the siege damage as well is at 80,000. So Probius is currently doing a lot with this. And it really caters to the map too. But with 6 kills against 3, it's still a dicey one. Yeah, and Tomb is ready. He already slides out of it. Quasar wasn't really tempted to drop the R button. Trying to get at least the pylon down. Yeah, Kolios. That route connected. So far so good, so no tether here. Quest is obviously on Hazu's side already completed, as they're now moving down to the bottom again, because there's another fight potentially breaking out. They're going for Sonya again, and Sonya is actually locked down pretty heavily. And there's the combo, there's the salvo, and that's a kill. And Tomb is out too. The old man is completely shielded away from the rest of the team. And there's another stun, another wolf, and another kill. That's 8 kills against 3, a 1-level lead, and nearly level 16 talents. 4 washed up. They're even looking for more. Might lose the Quasar here again. He uses the Orson's renewal and actually walks out. Banana Age is ready to help him out with another couple of healing darts. Or at least try to. But the fort is now down. And that means even forts on the map for the 2 teams. And yeah, it's a pretty bananas right now. 16 talents are going to be fantastic, and the next objective should actually be announced very, very soon here. Masquerade, jet propulsion's out. He was trying to help out Nick in case that there is someone flanking for him. Talking about flanks, Kolios is actually looking at this entire setup and saying like, maybe I can make something happen here. Turns out that's not the case. But there's the 16 talents, and that gives us a synergy with the level 4 talent. Frost Wolf Pact into Alpha Wolf, Mosh Pit, and look at these moves. Oh my god, Phoenix. Yeah, he is really something. Now we have the attack against him, and the kill. Phoenix down the slide, the heals, but it's not enough. The bunker's a bit too late to save Leo. And they at least get the kill against Sonya. Yasuo is dead again. Lockdown attempt from the Deckard Kane. Bot lane, by the way, still pushing against the red team, but they steal the camp away now in the middle of the map. And since they also have the advantage in numbers, they might be able to move in for another objective. Keep in mind, they won both Punishers so far. They might lose out in the fights, but they're winning the objective right now. And bot lane, this one is a bit of an issue. You have a catapult and you have also a camp pushing with it. So that should do some damage through the wall. I don't think the keep itself is going to be in trouble, but the wall falling is a problem for later on in the game for sure. So off we go. There's another server, 5 versus 5 on the map now. Sonya is back to business as well. Probius is already attempting to control the position here again. It's 16 versus 16 talents, so no excuses here. Auto attack build, by the way, for Leo. No roll focus setup in this game. Instead, we're having the Spectral Leech plus the Mithril Mace now taken. And here we go. Ooh, 16 Rampage for Sonya. That's interesting. Okay, no survivability for her. Instead, we're looking at more damage. There's a lockdown. Talking damage. That's a great salvo again. And good damage output against Deckard Cain in particular. Banana Age is in trouble, but not enough to drop him. Yep, that's the end of Sonya. She's just dying too much here. Nerves of Steel would have been fantastic here. Now ETC is there too. Sonya has already died 5 times. 5 times. Probius is dead as well, and it seems like this time there is no doubting it. Washed Up will win the Punisher. And at the bottom of the map, there is actually a fair amount of damage against the keep, or at least it would have been if the catapult would have homed in on it too, but, well, got blocked out by those Khazras. Still, the wall has fallen. That's a win. And now with 12 kills against 5, they're moving into the middle. The wave clears there. Leo is just cleaning house. I mean, the janitor is just taking the garbage out at this point. And that's another drop at the fort. Fort is down, and they're already opening up the wall, so Deckard Cain can't even bait the Punisher over. If he baits it over, then they follow up with additional stuns, and that's a bit of a disaster here. Crystal Gaming is back with 5 on the map, but they're losing a lot of ground now through this push in the middle. Yeah, Maiev is trying to come in from the side, but the Punisher jumps in for a bit of action. They go for Yasuo again, and this should be a kill against Sonya. Sonya falls. Ult of Deckard Cain is too late to change anything here. Kolios is also low, guys. This keep is gonna fall. This keep is gonna fall for sure. Nick is alive and gets away. And the keep is about to go down 61% on the Punisher still. They get the kill against Deckard Cain. Unbelievable. It's just insanity, honestly. Washed Up is so far ahead here in this entire series. That's 4 kills. The keep in the middle has been eliminated. They can go for the keep at the bottom, or they can go for core. At this point, it's just insanity. It's a 14-minute game, and they are dominating. They nearly have level 20, and with the help of the Punisher, they crush through the shields. 5-man team wipe as they drop Probius as well. And that is a clean 3-0 victory for Washed Up in the semi-final of the Masters Clash Qualifier against Crystal Gaming. They move on to the grand final after a well-deserved victory on map number 3. GG, and well played.